Welcome to Discovery! Welcome everyone to another episode of Discovery. We got a really big episode for you guys today. We're going to focus on 4 brand new albums that have just been released. So before I start, pop your favorite discoveries you've discovered down below, and let's get on with the first discovery. So coming first is Visions of Atlantis and the album Pirates. This is a good album overall. Now I really do love the I really like the folky elements on this LP and the symphonic flourishing moments that build throughout Pirates. Her vocals are very good on this. I love the beautiful clean vocals that are sprinkled throughout this album. Some really good guitar work as well, and production is very good. Great songs like Pirates Will Return has a beautiful, folkier, melodic edge to it. Master the Hurricane is so damn good as well. The riffs are there. It's very infectious in tone, and it's a really good album to sink your teeth in. This was released on May 13th, 2022, and it's one of the latest albums on this discovery. Legions of the Sea, Darkness Inside is such a great ballad. In My World, but this album does get a lot more folkier as you progress. At first it does sound like something out of like Epica or even Nightwish. It's all in the epic moments that sound more like Epica than Nightwish. But yeah, this is a very good album for what it is. Some great symphonic metal, some great progressive metal as well, a few flourishing guitars on this, great solos, amazing drumming, and production is fantastic. This album does progressively get a lot folkier. It just at times feels like you are in a whole different genre. Vocals are very angelic in tone. It is a very good album. So for Visions of Atlantis, Pirates, I'm gonna give this album a 78%. Let's move on. The next discovery is Ibaraki and the album Rashomon. In case you don't know, Matt Heafy decided to go and work with Isan, who was also from Emperor, and these two have created a very good LP. They say this is black metal, but in my opinion, it has more of a chorish edge to it. But you can tell that there are some black metal influences. I wouldn't say this is completely black metal. I'm going to create a genre called blackened metalcore because it's very blackened, but there are some metalcore-ish moments, especially Matt Heafy's vocals on this, which are really harsh and aggressive at times, but he does incorporate some really nice clean vocals as well. Throughout songs like Kengutsuki, Hello, the chorus is amazing on that. But the great guitar work, great progressive moments as well. It's a really odd time signature that really throw the listener off guard. There are some interesting moments as well on this album with some really nice piano, beautiful acoustic sections along the way throughout Rashomon. And not to mention, you got songs like Ronin featuring Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. Out of all the vocalists on this album, holy shit, Gerard Way sounds black metal than anything. He sounds incredible on this, and Ronin be one of my favorite songs off the album. There's some great beautiful moments throughout Akamu, featuring Nurgle as well, like Nurgle from Behemoth. Fucking hello, what a fantastic collaboration with Matt Heafy and Isan on it. Great guitar work on Akamu, and yeah, Nurgle sounds fucking vicious on this. He really does. There are some more open vibes on this, sounding very similar to something out of like Blackwater Park, or even like something out of Still Life, especially the acoustic sections. Very good album overall. It's a very interesting blackened metalcore album, you could say. There are some black metal elements with the bombastic blast beats and the sprinkling of the really interesting tremolo picking, but there are some incredible, hard-hitting, crushing breakdowns as well. There are songs like Ronin. Holy shit. Ronin is just the perfect explanation of what blackened metalcore is. So yeah, Rashomon, Ibaraki, wouldn't say it's completely black metal. It's on the it just dabbles around with many other genres like death metal, black metal, and even metalcore. Very interesting album overall. Loved it. It's going to get an 85%. Next up is Tableau Mort and their album Vicious Insomnis. Now, this album is a black metal album with some death metal aesthetic vocals on this. It's a good album overall with some really interesting guitar licks on this, and the percussion is thunderous at times. The vocals have this vicious vehement tone on it, and yeah, there are some flourishing guitar moments on this as well. Some interesting solos. The album cover looks fucking amazing, but it's a very progressive, dissonant, technical black metal with some elements of black and death on it. Hope Ablaze is such a good song. The Fire to Star, Candle in the Darkness, an incredible way to end off the album. They really do play around with the genres, very similar to Ibaraki, Rashomon. Some would say it sounds similar to Bloodhouse Noise. Some would say it's very similar to Despo Omega as well. Even some Gorguts inspiration. But yeah, Vicious Insomnis is such a really weird, strange, but easy to understand black metal album. The black metal shrieks and the death metal growls. Do enjoy it. Vicious Insomnis is an album that you really need to hear it over and over again, you know, to make the album grow on you. But for Vicious Insomnis by Tableau Mort, it's going to get an 80%, a very solid LP. Next up is Primitive Man and the album Insurmountable. Now, Primitive Man is a really good band. Immersion was such a straightforward, hard-hitting, crushing, sludgy doom metal album. You had Caustic, which the incredible spiraling guitar work you get on it. You got albums like Scorn as well. While Insurmountable is so damn good, apart from one pet hate on this LP, but the rest on Insurmountable is solid top sludge doomy work by Primitive Man. The vocals are so damn vicious, harsh and aggressive, and it sounds like the demon is coming out of your speakers, that is coming out of your earphones. Holy shit. The vocals are very high within the mix. The production is fantastic, and there's just a really dirty lay and atmosphere. But This Life is crushingly heavy, along with Cage Intimacy and Quiet. You got songs like Boiled. Boiled is just a noise track. There's just really strong feedback, weird insurmountable atmosphere as well, that is just, you know, on the borderline of ear-achingly haunting. And Boiled is I don't really enjoy noise, and this is a noise track, but the rest of the album is fantastic. It just feels like my brain is boiled listening to Boiled on Insurmountable. But yeah, very good album by Primitive Man. It'd be one of my favorite albums of this month. Primitive Man, Insurmountable, it's going to get an 80%. Let's move on. Okay, so finally, to close off Discovery for this week, we're talking about a band called Messa and the album Close. This was released earlier last month, and I haven't had the chance to talk to you about Close. Now, it's a good album overall. This is a progressive metal album with some very interesting moments along the way. You got elements of doom metal, alternative metal as well, and even rock and progressive metal. I love her vocals on this. Her vocals are very good, very angelic, and they really work on this album. And not to mention, there is a slight layer of atmosphere, and the melodies really do stick with you. The melodies, the guitar work, and not to mention some very interesting moments and passages like Dark Horse has a great thunderous riff on it. Suspended has really awesome vocals. This album's really good. It really is, and I've heard this many times, and it didn't make it into my list, unfortunately. Be the best metal albums of April. Maybe it should have, but I think Messa by Close has to be mentioned, has to be shouted out on Discovery, just because I really enjoyed it. The melodies, the riffs, the drumming, the just interesting tempos as well, and not to mention the production has this really dirty, layered sludginess to it. There are some doomy elements on it, very slow-paced moments, but also fast-paced moments as well, close to thrash. But yeah, Close by Messa is a very good album. It gets a 70%. Okay guys, so that's it for Discovery for today. Hope you did enjoy it. In the next video we will be focusing on the underground, what is there to explore in the underground of metal and rock. So yeah, let me know in the comments below your discoveries you discovered this week, and I will see you in the next one.